Good day and welcome to all joining us for today's preview. Racing takes place Monday at Greyville on the Poly Track, where the first races draw for 12:45 over the trip of 1400 meters. Plenty of rain around recently, as you would know, and in KwaZulu-Natal, the tracks have been very, very wet at Summerveld and Ashburton. I'm not sure how much work they've managed to get in there, so a number of horses have missed their workouts and haven't done too much work. So just got to err on the side of caution. However, we soldier along and we box along and go into today's meeting, and hopefully we find the right selections for you. On behalf of Marshall's World of Sport, the first race, we're going to kick off with number 3, Fire Tonic, as our first selection. When you look at this son of Wiley Hall from the Dennis Dreyer stable, satisfactory introduction when making some late progress behind an arbitrator that was on the poly surface. Second time out, appreciated going the 1400 meter trip. Well drawn at gate number 3, and after running second to Captain Spirit last time out, I believe Fire Tonic will be looking to go one better. The danger will be number 8, Action Time, for the exactors. Moving on to race number 2. Once again, just mentioning the show is recorded very early in the morning, so take note of any additional scratchings or significant betting support as you go on through the day, and keep a close eye on how the first and the second race run, see how the course is running, and then you can make your final bets as they go down to the start if you're going to have a bet on the nose. Race number 2, the odds-on favourite is number 3, Barbati at this stage at around 6 and 7 to 10. Is fully exposed, having the 14th run. However, they look to have found the right field to break out of the maiden jail. I won't be taking 6 to 10 about Barbati. I don't believe it's a realistic price. I believe he is beatable, but looking at the opposition, certainly can win, but a little bit too sharp for my money, number 3, Barbati. And there has been some support for number 5, Grand Finale. Now, if you watch this horse's last run, I remember calling it, he lost about 7 or 8 lengths at the start. He was beaten 8.7 lengths. Opened up around 12, 14 to 1 in the market. There has been some support for this individual. If you look at a couple of his runs, lost many lengths, slow. If this horse decides to jump on terms, this could be the horse to cause the stir. Number 6, Le Ultimo. Ignore the penultimate run when the tongue came over the bit. That was not his run when he was well fancied. Fair recent effort when fading out late on, gets the weight off the back. So there are dangers to number 3, Barbati, the 4-year-old. So if you want to take short odds about Barbati, you're going to be the judge. I'm not saying he can't win. He's probably the horse to beat, and he probably will win. But I believe that there are dangers, and he should realistically, I think, be around about even money, 12 to 10. But let's see how things map out in race number 2. In the third race, well, number 4, Seisura. He's an absolute soldier. He's a horse that you have to include each and every time he runs, a horse for the exactors and the trifectas. Number 6, Cape Town Affair, another runner who achieved a very high rating earlier on. He'll go into all of the exotics. But the value bet on the card is number 9, Rodriguez. Number 9, Rodriguez, he's also developed a bad habit of losing many lengths at the gate recently. If you look at his last run, that was in a 77 handicap. He gave away at least 3 or 4 lengths. He was drawn 11 out of 11, and he was beaten just under 6 lengths on that occasion. Penultimate run, he ran on strongly at the business end. If you go back in his career, he beat Spirit of My Fate, and that was in an 86 handicap. So he has run against a lot stronger. And if you go even further back, he ran in that little feature behind Zapatius, and 5 lengths behind Zapatius is good enough. He's won on the poly, and I think at around 7, 8 to 1. See what Marshall's World of Sport have on offer about Rodriguez. Also, we've got to see how the track is running, because the last meeting, when we had a lot of rain, we expected the front runners to stay there. However, it changed around. The horses from Off the Speed came through to win, and I'm hoping today that Rodriguez can pick up the pieces. He's got a real good turn of foot. Unfortunately, he is stuck in the merit rating system. You'll notice he's been a 72, 73 his previous run, and he's been a 74 for quite a while. So he's been stuck in the merit rating system. Gabriel Peters at this point in time does take the 1.5 off the back, so 60 kilograms. If conditions favor, this is the value bet for me on the card. Race number 4, very wide open affair. I'm going to go with number 8, You Deserve It, another poly specialist, undefeated course and distance 1 from 1. Siando Sosibo takes the valuable 4 kilograms off the back, and I believe number 8, You Deserve It, could just be the value in this contest. Numbers 7, Rise, 6, Dance My Lord. They're the horses for the exactors and the trifectas. And you've got to throw number 2, Chelsea Flower. We saw yesterday the Carl Yurtsen stable absolutely on fire. And this is a horse who could certainly win a race of this nature. Very open-looking race. But I just believe that number 8, You Deserve It, a nice each-way bet. And for the exactors and the swingers. Race number 5. We're not going to get too fancy. I'm going to give you another value selection in the form of number 6, Purple Incagniesi. Another informed stable Garth Puller. Course and distance, 10 runs, 4 wins, 3 seconds. All 6 wins achieved on the poly track. Sipasete Tlengwa will take the 2.5 kilograms off her back. And I think number 6, Purple Incagniesi, she's taken on some decent opposition. And she could be the value play each way, thrown to the swingers and all of the exotics. There is opposition. Number 1, Warship. You got 5, Toto, and a few others who will make her think about it. But I think number 6, Purple Incagniesi, you can't get hurt with a little each way nibble. On to race number 6. I'm not going to dissect race number 6. For me, this is a field race. Race number 6, you go the field. On to race number 7. 1,400 meters the trip. Number 4, El's My Daddy. Another horse that I've found a little bit of value in. Although he's yet to win on the poly track, he has had a 2nd and a 3rd. And all you have to do is go back to his penultimate run. He finished 2nd to Priceless Ruler. That was over the course and distance. Had Priceless Ruler been in this race, he would have been favourite and a short-priced favourite. Number 4, El's My Daddy. Once again, Gabriel Peters aboard. And I think this is a horse that's going to run an absolute blinder of a race. Like I said, he hasn't won on the poly before. But if conditions favour him, another horse who could certainly end up in the winner's enclosure or the second box. Moving on to race number 8, and here we're going to go with numbers 4, Royal Kitty, and number 7, Zinakele. Now looking last time out, Royal Kitty was beaten 3.3 lengths by Zinakele. Very unlucky Royal Kitty on that occasion, had to be steadied, eased, a lot of things went wrong. There's a big swing around in the weights in her favour, and I think she's going to run a big race, number 4, Royal Kitty. But saying that, number 7, Zinakele, swept past them with majestic ease last time in that race. She has gone up in the merit rating system, but she's got the improvement factor to come. And if you're looking for the Shruti in the race, number 8, Blush of Dawn. This is the horse that could certainly cause a stir at double figures. One for the exactors. Also have a little bit of an each-way bet. Number 8, Blush of Dawn. And maybe take your exactors, swingers, trifectas around 4, Royal Kitty, 7, Zinakele, and number 8, Blush of Dawn.